In this video, I'm going to cover 7 things I wish I knew before I started dropshipping. Make sure to stick around for number 4 because this one literally cost me thousands of dollars.
Hey, I'm Paul, and I'm committed to teaching you the exact strategies I use to create multiple 6-figure businesses on eBay and Amazon. These are the same methods that changed my life, and I'm here to show you how they can change yours as well.
So let's get right into this with number 1, which is that before I started dropshipping, I had no idea that it was going to completely change my life. I saw this as just a way to make a few extra dollars a month, maybe an extra $100 to $500 a month, and that was all I was looking for. And I thought that would be incredible. That alone, just $100 or $500 extra dollars a month, would have completely changed my life, and it did at the time. It allowed me to enjoy my life a little more, to be able to go out a little more, just enjoy the simple little things like not having to worry about money so much. That was all I was after. So I was really pleasantly surprised when I started earning thousands of dollars a month in profit on top of my 9-to-5 job, because I was doing dropshipping as a side business, running it in the mornings, during my lunch breaks, after work, and doing well enough to earn thousands of extra dollars a month. I had no idea there was so much potential when it came to dropshipping, and especially on eBay, and then eventually when I moved on to Amazon as well. So I really wish I'd known that before I had started so that I could have been, more prepared for it in a way. And, in a way, I'm glad it didn't happen, or I'm glad I wasn't aware of it because it was kind of exciting. And I think I may have felt overwhelmed before I started if I knew how much my business was really going to take off. But it is one of those things I had no idea about before I started dropshipping. Number 2 I have is that this is a business. This is something I didn't realize when I first started. I kind of saw it more as a hobby or something to do just for fun. And so I wasn't taking it too seriously at first. But once I started to take it seriously, once I really started to treat my dropshipping business as an actual business, I started to make good money. Serious work results in serious money. And if you're just doing it as a hobby, you could still make money with it, but you're not going to scale to the same point that I've been able to because you're not putting in the serious work to make it a real business. And that's something I wish I had known earlier, so I could have pushed a little harder when I first started with my dropshipping business. So that's number 2, which is that this is a business. Number 3 is that the key aspect of dropshipping, whether that's on eBay or Amazon, is product research. Product research is the key. It is so important. And as soon as I began to understand that you can't just list any random item and expect it to sell, as soon as I realized that there is a formula to do product research, that is when my sales really began to climb up and my store really began to do well. So that is something I wish I had known much earlier so that I didn't waste my time just listing random items and could have instead invested in learning these product research techniques instead. And if you want to learn about product research on either eBay or Amazon, I do have free courses on both eBay and Amazon dropshipping. I'll link those up underneath this video. In both of those courses, I go over product research for eBay and product research for Amazon, depending on which free course you sign up for. So be sure to check those out. So that's number 3. I really wish I had known earlier that this business is all about product research, which brings us to number 4. Number 4 is the big one, because this is the one that really screwed me up and cost me thousands of dollars. And I'll bet the best way to sum this up is if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. So I was able to get some very well discounted gift cards for a website, Bed Bath & Beyond. And I was really excited. It was a high discount. So I got these gift cards. They're, let's say, $100 gift card for only $85. So a huge savings there. And everything was going along great. I was making such good money with them because, I would sell an item basically for the same price on eBay as it was on Bed Bath & Beyond, but I was making 15% margins on it anyway. So it was great. But then there was problems with the gift cards. all my Bed Bath & Beyond orders were canceled and Bed Bath & Beyond never told me. And the next thing I know, I have this huge mess of all these orders that were canceled, all these bad gift cards. I had to talk to my bank to try to, dispute the charges. It was a huge, huge mess. And it was just not a good situation to be in. So just be super careful with things. If you hear about opportunities like heavily discounted gift cards, ask yourself why. Why is someone selling that gift card for such a high percentage off? The really unfortunate thing is, I'm not saying all gift card sellers do this. There's some really legit gift card sellers out there, but there are some situations where there are gift card sellers who got the gift cards through, illegal means. And basically what they do is they defraud people. They talk to primarily older people and tell the older people, hey, I'm a relative and I'm in a bad situation. Can you send me a gift card? And people fall for it. So they get these gift cards, they rip off these old people. It's just a really terrible situation. So just be aware that does happen. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So stick to the more legit websites if you're going to buy discounted gift cards. That's just one example of if it's too good to be true, it is. But I just wanted to warn you about that because it was a huge mess for me when it happened. Luckily, most of it was sorted out. But just knowing that I might have supported these bad people who are doing these bad things, even though I wasn't aware of it at the time, it's just not a situation that you want to be in. So that's number 4. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And more specifically, just be careful with those discounted gift cards. And that brings us to number 5. Something I wish I had known when I started is that you should be using a repricer. When I first started, I was doing everything manually and I wasn't using a repricer. And this software is available. Basically what it does, if you're not aware, if the price changes on Walmart, if it goes up or down or goes out of stock, this software will make sure that it changes accordingly on eBay or Amazon for you. I wish I had known that earlier because I wasn't using it. I was spending a lot of time checking the prices or trying to find a free or cheap way to do it, and it just wasn't worth it. You use the repricers, they're cheap. It'll make your life so much easier. You can spend more time adding items and growing your store instead of just spending the time trying to maintain those items and to make sure that the price hasn't changed on them. So don't waste your time. That's something I wish I had known earlier. And so use one of those repricers because they're really, really helpful. So that is number 5. And that kind of brings me to number 6 as well. Something I had no idea about when I started, which is that building a team to support you is so incredibly valuable. And specifically, I have a team of virtual assistants that help me with my businesses. I have about 5 now that run my eBay business, and I have 2 that help me with my Amazon business. And this has been so critical to the success of my dropshipping businesses because these VAs, when I first started, it wasn't just a luxury. So these virtual assistants I hire from the Philippines, and they can do basically anything. They can list items, they can answer customer questions, they can fulfill orders. And at first I kind of saw it as more of a luxury. They can take some of the work off my hands for me so that I don't have to spend as much time working on my business. But what I discovered was that as soon as I started to outsource some of the more routine, mundane tasks, I had more time to grow my business. And that's why I say it's not really a luxury. It's really important for the growth of your business. And I didn't understand that at first. Even when I first hired my first VA, I didn't even understand it then. It was only later that year, as I began to hire more VAs, that I noticed that every time I hired new virtual assistants, the sales in my store went up and up and up. And that's because we were more focused on individual tasks so that I wasn't bogged down by the kind of routine tasks that are sometimes involved with dropshipping. So that would be the other thing I wish I had known earlier, which is to build a fantastic team to support your dropshipping business. Which brings us to number 7, the final thing that I wish I had known when I started, which is that it really does help to have some sort of mentor or close-knit community to support you and motivate you forward. I was part of a community when I started, but at the time it was very old community. It wasn't very well maintained and there wasn't a ton of support there. And I think that was that actually did more harm than good, because I was asking questions there, trying to get support, and I just wasn't getting the type of feedback and response that I wanted. But as soon as I found a friend in this community to help me and to kind of be a part of a mastermind with me, that's when things started to really change. And I started to feel like there was more accountability in my business. And if you are able to find a mentor who can teach you and who can guide you through this, that's even better, because you're going to learn from someone who's already made all the mistakes. It can help you avoid those mistakes and has already been successful, and you can model their success. So that's something I wish I had known earlier as well. And I have one bonus for you here. This is something I wish I had known long ago, which is that you should just get started. And that's because I wish I had gotten started way earlier than I did. If I had, I would have been able to have many more years of success behind me, but I didn't. I was too afraid, or I didn't even know about it for a time, drop shipping. I just wish I had gotten started earlier, because I've seen such success with it. And I just wish I was able to tap into that success earlier in my life. So those are the 7 things that I wish I had known before I started dropshipping, with one bonus tip. So give the video a thumbs up for that bonus tip as well. And if you love the video, make sure to subscribe by clicking down below for more great content about eBay and Amazon dropshipping. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.